CCM is a library developed by Stellar Science for managing classification and control markings. This is a sample application that we built to demonstrate its capabilities, including the ability to parse classification markings, to detect inconsistent or deprecated markings, and to merge multiple markings together. For the purposes of demonstrating merging, this panel contains 4 quadrants. The first 3 are for entering independent classifications, say of data items that will be combined by a program, and the 4th quadrant is for displaying the merged classification, that is, of the combined data. We have implemented a number of ways to specify classifications. The most direct way is to type in a classification string, like this. When I hit enter, CCM builds an internal representation of the classification and renders it in a number of different formats. The original format is called a page marking, which is typically used at the header or footer of a page or of a screen. Portion marking is an abbreviated form typically used to label a paragraph within a document. And we also render a full unabbreviated description of the marking, which might be useful for a cover sheet. To specify the second classification marking, I'll click here to launch a tool called Classification Builder. This lets me select the components of a classification marking from a set of menus. I'll set this one to confidential. I can optionally specify SCI control words, foreign government information, dissemination controls. I'll select no foreign. It appears here in the string. Releasability information, and non-intel controls and code words. In addition, you can specify declassification information. I'll pick a date here and select OK. The classification is added along with both its portion and description markings as before. The vocabulary of markings, as listed in the menus, is not hardwired into the CCM code, but is specified externally as a file or a database. Here, for example, are some of the definitions used in this example. The dissemination controls are listed here and shown in their portion formats, their page formats, and their unabbreviated forms. In addition to defining the vocabulary of markings, this file can also define constraints between the markings. For example, this constraint here says that the dissemination control RSEN should only be used with the US classification secret or higher. Having the rules and constraints defined separately from the code makes it easy to tailor CCM for a particular environment. To demonstrate the enforcement of constraints, I'll add the dissemination control RSEN to this example. CCM warns me that the classification should be elevated to secret, so I'll say OK. CCM can parse portion markings as well, so if I enter a marking in abbreviated form such as this, CCM will recognize it and render it back again as a page marking. CCM will automatically correct minor input errors. For example, if I say that this document is releasable to Canada and the USA, CCM will automatically reorder the countries according to the convention that the USA should appear first. Let's now demonstrate the merging capability. When I press the Compute button, CCM will compute the least restrictive classification that covers the 3 component classifications. So we see that secret is the lowest marking that covers confidential and classified and secret. No foreign trumps the releasability information. RSN is preserved, and the exemption and the date from these 2 components yields the manual review declassification. If I try to downgrade the merged classification by removing some of the dissemination controls, CCM will recompute the merged marking and warn me that it appears to be higher than what I've specified. On the other hand, it's always possible that the merger of component classifications will have a higher classification level. So if I increase the merged classification to top secret, CCM will accept that without complaint. For more information about integrating CCM into your application, please contact us at Stellar Science or visit our website at stellarscience.com.